Good evening, YouTube. How's your evening going? I'm having a marvelous evening here. It's just so wonderful that the energy that I've been given and the creative power is just flowing to no end. I just can't believe what Infinite Mind will do for us once we begin to start affirming, making proper affirmations, getting really sincere about our declarations and our statements and our in our meditations. When we really get sincere about making sound affirmations and sound awarenesses, and begin to sincerely ask Infinite Mind to raise our awareness, it's just unbelievable the amount of energy and power and creative thought that we can get, and how fast our books can be written, and how many marvelous ideas can just all of a sudden come up us, how much inspiration we can get, how many good and great ideas, the inventive power is just beyond belief. It's just a marvelous thing. Really need to. We so underestimate unlimited mind. We so underestimate the power of infinite mind that is available to us. We so underestimate God and His power and His omnipotence and omnipresence. I mean, we can gain. I would like for everyone that hears these videos to be able to gain a boundless energy, a boundless creativity, boundless ability. I would like for you to have boundless ability in everything that you endeavor to do, and that is really available to you. Uh, it's even in the physical area that can be observed physically. We are we observe and are told over and over that even just the physical brain has utilizes as far as its memory storing ability and its association ability utilizes less than 2% of what it could actually store in memory and what it could and the associations that could actually be made between the neurons and so forth in the brain. But that is only the physical brain of the human being that's within inside the skull. But actually, mind is unlimited and infinite. Infinite mind is actually our mind is actually infinite, and therefore it's actually infinite in its potential. And so that just renders that little that 2% and that 98% left to be utilized. That renders that moot because it's far beyond that. We haven't even begun even a small fraction of utilizing what the power that is available to us to use, and we certainly don't have not gained even a fraction of the energy that is available to us, and and that goes into creativity. That means we're only a fraction of as creative as we could begin to be if we received a little more of the energy and a little more of the unlimited mind. If we become aware of a little more of our infinite mind. And so I would just encourage you then to really begin to make the affirmations that your mind is unlimited. Make the affirmations that you are immortal and that's supramortal. Eternal, everlasting, and supramortal, and realize that your mind and your ability and your creative power will always be around. It is going to exist forever, and that we're on a journey that is just barely begun, and we have so much more ability than we are utilizing. And so let us begin to affirm that we will begin to utilize more and more of that ability that's available to us. And then we'll be able to create whatever we want to create. We'll be able to manifest whatever we want to manifest. And our energy will know no bounds. It's just amazing how, you feel a little bit of energy just in a part of your body, but then you begin to make these affirmations and you start feeling like that every cell of your body is just bursting with energy. You start feeling like there's just a whole universe within you that's just bursting with energy, and that you just have the whole universe by the tail. And that's what we really do. We just really have all of this wealth and this abundance by the tail, and we're able to control and have whatever abundance which we can begin to affirm, and we can manifest whatever we can actually uh, form and create the sound affirmations and become sincere about affirming them on a daily basis. It's boundless energy then that is available to us, and we should declare every day. That's a good affirmation right there. Declare, I have boundless ability. I have endless creativity. It's often said on YouTube that, and you have a whole channel like that is called "We Are Powerful Creators," and that's said on many different channels that we are powerful creators. It's stated over and over and over, and many of our famous authors say that, declare that too, that we are powerful in our creative ability and that we create our own destiny. We create our destiny, but I mean, not our destiny, because our destiny really is to be powerful creators, and our destiny is to really be in a marvelously good uh, state of affairs, and our destiny is to be abundant, and so it's not like we're creating a destiny, because our destiny is already to be abundant, but we create our own happiness and our own joy, and we create the amount of awareness which we will have of what we really are, and we bring what we really are into our current state of affairs rather than just waiting until it plays out in the future sometime. We have all abundance coming to us eventually, but why do we want to wait till that plays out? Why don't we begin to use our ability to bring that abundance to us now? Mortality, then, and when we compare mortality with immortality, which is a very important thing to do, mortality is like a grain of sand on the that's laying right down against the ground on the beach, just one grain of sand. And immortality, which we really are, it's like the sun. And the distance, that 93 million miles between that grain of sand and that sun, that's how far we are above mortality. And the brightness of the sun is how much brighter that immortality is than mortality. And the size of the sun compared to the size of that grain of sand, how much bigger is the sun than that grain of sand? So that's what the difference is between immortality and mortality, and that's where all of our illusion comes in, and all of our fears, and all of our doubts, and all of our lack comes in, because we don't realize it. We don't realize that we're still thinking of ourselves as a grain of sand, that we're mortal and that we're going to just live a few short years, and that's going to be the end of it. And maybe we might eke out an existence for a few years, and then we just pass on, and then somebody else gets whatever we've managed to rake in, just passed on to somebody else. And so that's the way we see our existence. But that's that grain of sand. But what our real existence is that sun, and we're that much more. There's that much more to us than what we actually realize. And so we need to begin to make that affirmation. See, that's another wealth consciousness raising affirmation. And that's another affirmation which will give you that boundless energy and will give you that boundless ability. So what I'm talking about on this video here is gaining boundless ability. We've already gained the wealth raising consciousness. Now we're going to gain a boundless ability, because when we gain that wealth, then we want to be able to utilize that wealth in the best way, and we want to be able to enjoy that. Well, we don't want to just have millions or billions of dollars in the bank and then not really enjoy our life, just be bitter about something, or not have the proper understanding of love or joy or happiness, and just keep trying to get more and more and more, and that's all there is. It's just getting more money. But we want to have that wealth in the bank, all right. But we want to be, once we get there with all that wealth, we want to also have the ability to enjoy it, and the ability to begin to continue to raise our mental ability and our creative ability, so that we can utilize that wealth in ways that will make us happier and more joyful, and ways that will be creative and will provide more wealth to the earth, and we'll provide things for other people, and we'll begin. We'll in other words, leave a heritage, and leave a legacy, and leave an endowment and all of that, but to the country, and to our country and to our world, to make the world a better place. And so we need to not only gain wealth, but we need to gain then boundless ability, so that we can do all those things. But we know that we are one with infinite mind, and therefore we're one with infinite creativity. And so all we have to do is decide what we want to create, and we can create it. We are uh, we are able to create. We're infinitely able to create a book that we want to write, or many books. We're infinitely able to create music. We're infinitely able to create the artistic things, paintings, and all that we want to create. We're infinitely able to build whatever we want to build, and to have whatever we want to have. All the being doing having a power of the mind, which money would bring, we're infinitely able to do and have and be. We're infinitely able to gain wealth of every kind, and with all this infinite ability available to us, uh, all we need to do then is concentrate then on gaining the right affirmations, to begin to get ourselves in that consciousness, to be able to make way, to be able to properly utilize that wealth that is available to us, and to properly utilize that mental ability which is actually available to us. We uh we want to be in a place where we can receive the higher sensibilities, and the higher thoughts, and the ability to grow spiritually, and the ability to grow in all ways, to be a well-rounded individual. We don't want to just have the ability to just have one desire. Like, well, I want to gain a lot of money so that I can just uh, buy all the liquor I want to drink, or have all the parties I want to have. Well, that's just one. We're limiting ourselves just to one area, but we want to also we want to cultivate the ability to enjoy utilizing our wealth to make this a better world, and to help other people, to build things such as fine universities, to educate the public, to build things which will make the nation stronger, to do humanitarian things, to be a proper philanthropist, so that we can know, gain the ability and the awareness to know where to invest that money that it will do the most good. All these things are things that which we need to grow into if we're going to gain wealth consciousness. We need to gain those things even before we gain the wealth. We need to know what we're going to do with that wealth. You can't really have the wealth consciousness if you all you're thinking about is, well, I just like to go out and blow a whole bunch of money away, having a big party and all like that. Well, that's very limited thinking. You need to have a vast plan for all kinds of different things which you are going to do with that wealth which you are going to gain, and that will power up your affirmations. That will power up your energy, and that will power up your creativity, because you'll becoming a stronger person, a more well-rounded person, and you'll have multiple desires, and you'll have multiple multiple interests, and multiple things which will be motivating you. And the more motivations you get, then the more energy you'll have to create that wealth. And so we need to realize then that we have infinite mind available to us. Our mind is infinitely strong. Our mind is capable of developing, of gaining infinite energy, and producing infinite energy to us, and to connecting us with infinite energy, and to connecting us with infinite creativity, and to connecting us with infinite wealth. And so it all has to do with the soundness of our affirmations. And I'll have to say, Have a good evening this evening, and I hope you'll have a marvelous evening full of energy and power and strength and good information affirmations. Thank you.